What's happening, guys? Welcome again back to the Plant Power Academy. Today, we're diving into nutrition fundamentals, again, specifically the nutrition priority pyramid. Now, this is what the pyramid looks like. Again, what you'll find at the bottom are the elements of most importance and at the top, elements of least importance. I know this is going to sound a little bit repetitive, but when we talk about this pyramid, it also tends to be closely correlated to the level of difficulty from the bottom up, meaning that for a lot of people on social media, it's easy to say, hey, just take this supplement and you'll be able to lose weight, right? Now, the reason we get caught up in this is because it's very, very easy, yet it's the least important element when it comes to nutrition. Doesn't mean it doesn't make a difference. It means that if you don't have sustainability, if you're not understanding your calories to at least a certain degree, then you're not going to be progressing regardless of what supplements that you're taking. Right? So let's start at the very bottom with the elements of most important: sustainability and adherence. Now, this goes without saying, but how many people do you know follow very strict diets where they don't have any of the foods that they enjoy, right? How many people are going to stick to that? Well, not many people. On the flip side, how many people do you know eat lots of fast food, lots of foods that aren't going to be beneficial, for example, for losing weight? Well, it's not going to be sustainable either, because you're not going to enjoy not getting results from it as well. Right? So we want to find somewhat of a balance in there, which we're going to understand in future videos like the 80-20 principle. But most important factor here when it comes to nutrition is that we have some foods in there that we enjoy in moderation so that we can sustain and so that we can adhere to this program. The next important factor is going to be your calories. Understanding that how much you're consuming is going to play the largest role when it comes to energy balance and understanding weight management, right? This also has to do also with performance, right? So many people want to get stronger or faster or whatever it might be. And if they're not consuming enough calories, well, they don't have enough energy to do these things, right? So calories are going to be so important so we can understand how things are affecting both your weight and also your performance when it comes to fitness and when it comes to training in general too. Now, macronutrients are very similar to calories in the sense that they make up your calories. So we'll dive into the more specifics in future videos, but protein and carbohydrates have 4 calories per gram and fats have 9 calories per gram, right? And those are your 3 macronutrients: protein, fats, and carbohydrates. We're going to break those 3 down in future videos and get you to understand them a lot more. But again, today is all about understanding the priority pyramid, and we're going to move up progressively from there. Micronutrients. Now, as the name suggests, micro meaning nutrients that we require in trace amounts. So the bad news with micronutrients is that if you become deficient in them, you can become quite sick. But the good news is that because you only require them in trace amounts, they tend to be a quick and easy fix. Now, quick side note, we are not medical professionals, meaning that if you have a deficiency in anything, you need to speak to a medical professional who will advise you on what supplements that you need to take, for example, or what sort of foods that you can increase to help with that. Now we're kind of diving into the areas of least importance, and that's meal timing and frequency. How many people do you know telling you things like you need to fast in the morning, you can't eat any food after 6 p.m., or all those sorts of things, which they're very, very easy to market and they're very easy to push, because at the end of the day, if you can get some results from that, then you're more likely to buy into their program. But again, that's not necessarily going to be true, right? Understanding that meal timing and frequency is the most important element there, is that it needs to fit with you and your lifestyle. If you're someone who can eat very frequently throughout the day, then and you enjoy that, then great, you can do that. If you're someone who's very, very busy lifestyle where you can only fit 2 meals a day, maybe only just 1 meal a day, okay, it's going to be quite difficult, but we can try and find a solution around that. So it's important to understand that it is possible, and more important than anything else is that it needs to fit you and your lifestyle, and that you're happy when it comes to meal timing and frequency. Now, at the very top, least important is going to be supplementation. Now, again, we're going to dive into future videos of this, but basically supplements get broken down into 2 areas, one for health and one for for performance, really. So supplementing for health, of course, is anything like your B12, your omegas, those sorts of things which are important for your overall longevity and health. And then performance are going to be an optional element of your training, optional supplement that can help with things like your training, which again, completely optional. You don't have to take them, but they can give you a form of competitive edge. So moving on to your tasks for today, this is the last slide. Identify the priorities within your nutrition. What that means is that if you're someone who's obsessed with what supplements you're taking or what the next reel is going to tell you on what supplement to take or what fat burners to take, you need to take a step back and say, you know what, this isn't a high priority. What I need to understand is what foods I like, what foods are going to help me with my performance, and what are they going to help me with my weight management, and then correlating them with things like your calories and macronutrient, right? Those are going to be the elements of most importance. Number 2 here, log a food diary for a week. Now, a lot of you have probably been logging food for a while, or you've never logged food before in your life, and that's okay, that's normal. That's why we're doing this course, and that's why we're here to help you. We're going to break this down into 2 parts. How many calories are you consuming each day? Now, I say log it in for a week because although every day might be different, a week tends to be quite average. So if we know that some days you're eating a bit more, some days you're eating a bit less, well, after a week, we're able to say, well, this is your average consumption of calories. Now, once you've done that, we're going to figure out what your average calories are for the week, as I've just mentioned there, right? So that's all you're going to do. Log your food diary for a week. There's no right or wrong answer here. Please don't leave anything out just to say, oh, I don't want people to know what I'm eating. This is really important. Once you've done that, I want you to post a screenshot of your food diary and the weekly calorie intake into the Facebook group so that we can review it. That's simply so that we can see that you've actually done this exercise, and we can see that you're actually applying it, and you're, again, starting to feel empowered, knowing, wow, that's how many calories I'm consuming. That's how many calories are in this juice that I'm having. That's how much protein is in this, right? We make so many conscious and subconscious decisions once we start actually tracking things, similar to finances. If you want to start budgeting and save money, well, the best thing to do is actually look at your account and see where you're spending all your money and see where all your expenses are going as well, right? So post a screenshot of your food diary and the average weekly calories into the Facebook group so that we can review it, so you can share it with other people and see how you're going. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.